Hi everyone, and welcome to Billy Fitzgerald Golf. And if you're someone who dips down and moves closer to the ball, and for the life of you, the more you try, the worse it gets, or it certainly doesn't get any better, I've got the answer for you, and I see it quite a bit. It's very common. And if you're wondering what it is, what move I'm talking about is if I set up to the ball here. I'm talking about when my left hip, left shoulder, head goes down, everything, so that first move is going down into the ball and forward. In the first place, why would that be bad? Well, you never want momentum going into the ball. That is the space that my hands and arms and golf club kind of need to have. So I don't want to go into the ball when I do that. Well, okay, so why would someone do that, and why can't they fix it the harder they try? Well, if I'm trying not to go down into the ball and it keeps happening, more times than not, your body's not going to get resolved until you take a look at what this golf club is doing. So the golf swing is made up of these forces, and basically what has to happen is that you have to offset forces in the swing. So if my body's going down into the ball, it's for a reason. It's for balance. And my brain is telling me that if I don't do that, then I'm going to fall down. I can't keep my balance. So pay attention to what this golf club is doing. Okay, so again, here it is. If I swing back, right, and my head goes down and I go forward, look where the club is going. See, the club is going, my hands go out towards the ball and the club goes way to the inside. Okay? Well, why would I dip because of that? Well, if the force of the club is going this way, it has to have some kind of opposite force or offsetting force or something to make me balance. And that's my head and my body dipping into the ball. So if I go this way, I'm going that way. Okay? So it's maybe a grip problem. It's certainly a wrist problem. It's certainly a path of the club problem. Okay, and it's a fairly easy fix, but I see it quite a bit. So hopefully it'll help someone out there that's struggling with this. So when you look at what the club needs to do, okay, if I don't want to move into the ball, then the club has to work more out. So the first thing we have to do is take a look at your grip. Make sure that it's in the fingers and over. Your hand works over the top. Okay, so I form again just how my arm hangs in my arm's shoulder socket, these joints align, because that puts my hand in a perfect position to let the club face lever out so I don't dip. Okay, and it puts my hand in a perfect position so it doesn't have to work out. If my grip is weak, right, what's going to happen is my hand's going to go out towards the ball because it's trying to get in line with these joints, and the face of the club goes way underneath the plane. So not a perfect reference, but you'll get the gist of it. So if that's my plane line and my grip's weak and my face goes like this, it goes way under the plane, now my body has to go like this to counterbalance the weight of that club going way over there. So make sure that you have the right grip, and when you do, your hand stays here and your left hand pushes down on the grip, which is going to push your shoulder down, which is going to push the face of the club out. So if I get my club and I get my hands on there correctly, okay, and I push the face out, see, there's no more dipping. As soon as I go here, I dip and I go into the ball. So if I push the face of the club out, this hand works like this and this hand works like this. What doesn't happen is my hand doesn't go towards the ball. My hand stays relatively where it is in the same spot, and this lever, this joint right here, pushes down on the face of the club and the face of the club goes out. So once I get here and this joint works down, the face of the club goes out, and now we get into where the club is going to pivot. So the club will pivot back and away, and it'll pull my right shoulder and right hip back and away. So now I have room to work back from the inside. So the first thing I would do, or what I'm going to do, is create a picture of what you need to feel or what you need to see. We can't be moving into the ball. Everything has to be moving away from the ball so when we change directions, our arms and our golf club could swing from the inside. So if I get my hands on there correct, right, and I practice this lever, push down, this pushes down, this hand pushes out, right? Now once the club gets about hand high, now this is a little extreme, but you can still play with this. Many do, many good players do. Once it gets out here, now the weight of the golf club is gonna go up and back, and it's gonna take my hip and my shoulder with it. Okay, now I've got all this room to swing down. So if I push it out and it goes back away from me, and now I can hit my ball without leaning into the golf ball to start my swing. Okay, so that's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is grab a little wedge. We've got to train your hands now. Again, get the club in your fingers and over. Okay, so when I put my hand down, this joint in my hand is pointed right outside. That's right where the club is going to go. I'm going to make this joint go this way. The joint in my wrist is going to push down, and it's going to push the face out. And I'm going to feel what it's like for the club to shallow in. Because when I'm here, my club in my hands get stuck so far behind me that I have to come over the top. So now when I push it down, now I can start to feel how the club starts to shallow out. Down, shallow out. So we'll hit just a little one here. Again, make it push down and feel it shallow out. Okay, now we're going to do the right hand. So now I take my right hand, and if my right hand's sitting right here, it's going to push like I'm throwing a ball. Okay, so I get here, and my hand is going to go this way. It's going to work out and back and around. So I'm going to create this little loop here. So I get my hand, and it pushes out, and it works back around and in. Now my body's not doing a whole lot because I'm just training my hands here. What it's not doing is moving in. I have to have room for the club to swing down to the inside. So the face of the club goes out, and it works around and in. So we start to feel what it's like to shallow the club. Works out and around and in. Okay, so another drill that you can do to get the feeling. This drill we don't hit golf balls with. I mean, you can try. It's a little difficult. It's a split grip drill, so get your hands on there correct. Fingers over, hand, and then you take your hand and you put it right on the steel. That will give me kind of the ultimate lever. So I can really feel, you know, if you're dealing with the dip, you can really feel how the club is working this way now. So we get here and lever back, and now it takes me around and in. Lever, around, and in. Okay, now I want to put my hands on it correctly. I can lever out, and then feel how my body works back and in. Now we're going to go into the figure eight. So figure eight is there, back, around. So you start to feel, you know, whatever works for you, whatever you start to feel, but you can start to feel what that golf club is doing with this figure eight. More importantly, it starts outside, and then everything works back. You get out of the way, and now you've got room to hit it. So we'll hit one more. So again, my hands are on the club correctly. I would even get them, instead of being down here, right? Let the club set your hand so it elongates this right here. You're going to feel how it can lever out. And now the club breaks back, and it takes my shoulder and my hip with it. And then just swing. Use that room that you create from that to make your swing and make your golf club go in. Okay, one more. In the fingers, get your hand on the side of it, hands up. First move, do this a couple times. Left hand down, right hand up. Push the face out, and then it works back and hit. So make sure your grip's right, but it's a wrist problem. It's a lever problem. Lever the face out, and then make the club face work back with your hip, with your shoulder. It creates a lot of room, and now you can swing. But that's how you stop because I've seen it so much already this summer that I know someone's going to benefit from this, is that club goes in and I dip down. No, the club goes out and I work back away from the ball, and now I've got room to swing my club. So give this a try. If your head's going down and you're going towards the ball, this will be a total game changer for you. You'll have so much more fun. Hi everyone, like and subscribe to my channel, Billy Fitzgerald Golf, for all tips on golf. If you'd like a live lesson or want to send me a message, visit me at billyfitzgeraldgolf.com.